Okay, 10th class. Now here this is the third step of the synthesis or the manufacturing of the sodium carbonate, that is the filtration of the precipitates. Now students, as we are discussing previously, that when the remaining you can say that the ammonium bicarbonate reacts with the NaCl, they produce the sodium bicarbonate and the ammonium chloride. So as we are cooling the carbonating tower, and we have to lessen the temperature till the 15 degrees Celsius. At 15 degree, the NaHCO3, that is known as the sodium bicarbonate, precipitates out. So the next step is the filtration of the precipitates. The milky solution from the carbonating tower is filtered to get the sodium bicarbonate. It is used as a baking soda. Now students, at the end when we are just providing the 15 degrees Celsius temperature, so what we will get the milky solution. Now students, when we have extracting the milky solution from the carbonating tower, and after extraction we have to filter it out, so we have to obtain the precipitates of the sodium bicarbonate, that is used as a baking soda. Now students, the next one process is the calcination. Now students, in the calcination process we have to heat up the substances. Now what is the purpose behind the calcination process? The purpose behind the calcination process is that to obtain the pure substance. It means if there is any impurity, if there is any other substances attached to the desired compound, it may remove out by the process of the heating. So that process is known as calcination. Now the next one process is that as we are obtaining the precipitates or the solid form of the sodium bicarbonate, after obtaining the sodium bicarbonates in a solid form, we have to calcinate the sodium bicarbonate to obtain the pure compound, that is known as sodium carbonate. Now students, as you can clearly see that the sodium carbonate is heated to get the sodium carbonate. So here this is the sodium bicarbonate. Here the 2 moles of the NaHCO3, that is known as sodium bicarbonate, when heat up it produce. Now students, just look at this. Here there are 2 sodium, 2 hydrogen, 2 carbon and the 6 oxygen. Now what happens? Now students, here the 2 Na, you can say the 2 Na when reacts with a, you can say when it reacts with the 1 carbon and the 3 oxygen, they produce the sodium carbonate. Here this is our desired product, that is the sodium carbonate. Now what will be the next? Now here only the 1 carbon is remaining. That 1 carbon which is remaining reacts with the other 2 oxygen atom and forms the carbon dioxide. Now what will be left? 2 hydrogen and 1 oxygen. So 2 hydrogen when reacts with the 1 oxygen, it produces the water. So students, as you know, as I'm telling you that calcination is the process to remove the other compound from the desired product. So just look at this. Here this is the sodium bicarbonate that is obtained by the process and or you can say we have recovered that compound, we have produced that compound in the carbonating tower, and when we are just calcinating that sodium bicarbonate, we have to obtain the desired pure compound, that is the sodium carbonate, and the carbon dioxide gas is produced and the water is released out in a form of steams. So students, here this is the important point, that the carbon dioxide is again used in the tower. It is about half of the carbon dioxide needed in the process. Students, just look at this. Here the carbon dioxide which is produced by the process of the calcination is reused again in the carbonating tower, and the carbon dioxide that is produced during the calcination is reused again in the carbonating tower. So it means that we have to require only, we have to add the carbon dioxide, we have to provide the carbon dioxide one time, and at the end of the reaction we have to recover the carbon dioxide, and after recovery we have to reuse that carbon dioxide again and again. Okay, if there is you can say if there is a minor loss of the carbon dioxide or ammonia gas, we have to discuss it later. We have to provide the fresh carbon dioxide and ammonia as well. So students, here this is the important point, that at the end of the reaction we will recover the carbon dioxide and we have to reuse that carbon dioxide again in the carbonating tower to produce the sodium bicarbonate. So the fifth step is the preparation of the carbon dioxide and the slake lime. Now students, as you know, if there is no carbon dioxide, there is no reaction between the ammonical brine and the carbon dioxide, and there will be no formation of the sodium bicarbonate. To produce the sodium bicarbonate, we will require the carbon dioxide. Now students, from where the carbon dioxide comes? So here this is the preparation of the carbon dioxide and the slake lime. Just look at this. Here the carbon dioxide is prepared by heating the limestone in the lime kiln. Then it is carried out to the carbonating tower. Now students, we have to require the calcium carbonate. When we heat up the calcium carbonate, students, the calcium, when reacts with the one oxygen, it get converted into the calcium oxide, and the remaining will be the carbon dioxide. That carbon dioxide is available for the carbonating tower to react with the ammonical brine and produce a sodium bicarbonate. Quicklime, that is known as calcium oxide, formed in the lime kiln, is slaked with the water, and then it is pumped to the ammonia recovery tower. Now just students, what will be happens to the calcium oxide? That calcium oxide is slaked with the water and it pumped into the ammonia recovery tower. When the calcium oxide reacts with the water, it produces slake lime, that is known as calcium hydroxide as well. Now just look at this. Now students, that calcium hydroxide is further used for the recovery of ammonia in the ammonia recovery tower. So students, so the next one step is in the ammonia recovery tower. Just look at this. Ammonia is recovered in this tower from the ammonium chloride solution produced in the carbonated tower, and the calcium hydroxide formed in the lime kiln. Now students, just look at this. Here there is a formation, you can say that there is a formation of the ammonium chloride takes place. Now students, we have to utilize that ammonium chloride to produce the ammonia. As you know that for the formation of to carry the proper reaction, we have to require the ammonia. For making of the ammonical brine, we have to require the ammonia. So students, first there is a recovery of carbon dioxide, and the second one beneficial point is that we have to recover the ammonia gas at the end of the reaction. Now how can we recover the ammonia? Just look at this. We have to use the ammonium chloride that is produced in the carbonating tower, and we have to react that ammonium chloride with the calcium hydroxide. Now here there are 2 moles of the ammonium chloride. When reacts with the calcium hydroxide in the ammonical tower or the ammonium recovery tower, now what will be the next? Just look at this students. Here you can see that NH4 is converted into the NH3, that is known as ammonia gas. Now here the calcium, when reacts with the 2 chlorine, when the one calcium reacts with the 2 chlorine, it get converted into the calcium chloride. Now students, what will be the remaining? The 2 hydrogen. You can see that the 2 hydrogen from there and 2 hydrogen from there, there are 4 hydrogen and the 2 oxygen. When reacts with each other, they produce a 2 mole of the water. So student, in fact all the ammonia is recovered in this tower and is reused in the process. There is a minor loss of the ammonia in the process, which is compensated by using some fresh ammonia. So student, the beneficial point of the manufacturing of the sodium bicarbonate is that we have to provide the carbon dioxide and the ammonia only the one time, and at the end of the reaction we have to recover the carbon dioxide and the ammonia. Now from where we are just recovering the carbon dioxide? We are just recovering the carbon dioxide from the product of the carbonating tower, that is a sodium bicarbonate. We have to recover the carbon dioxide and also get the desired component, that is known as sodium carbonate. And from the second product of the carbonating tower, we have to recover the ammonia gas, that is further reused for the synthesis of ammonical brine.